means we are here. I'm Danielle from Pro World.
I'm Gianna from home.
And I'm Sammy behind the camera. Sorry, we were having technical difficulties.
Sorry about that. Things sometimes don't go as planned with technology, so we do apologize, but hopefully everything will go well with our EasySubli vinyl today, and we'll show you some tips, answer your questions, and print some stuff up. Yes, you had a question?
You're a good actor.
I'm a good actor. Oh no. Well, that's not what I was going for.
Sorry, I'm losing you here.
We're a little jostling. As we're good though. People are rolling in.
Yep, we are good though.
Okay. So as always, let us know where you're from. Tell us how you're doing. Ask your questions because EasySubli vinyl has lots of questions behind it. So it is a complicated sort of vinyl to use, and we do receive lots of questions about it. So this is the time. Ask your questions and I will get you the answers. Did you take it away?
No.
Okay, so first and most popular question is, what is EasySubli vinyl? And basically it is a printable vinyl that you print sublimation ink on, and then you're able to press onto different fabric types and different fabric contents as well. So types and colors. You can do 50-50 blend, you can do 100% cotton, you can do light and dark fabric. Unlike your standard sublimation print, which is only 100% white polyester. When you print sublimation onto the vinyl, you're able to kind of open up the options for all your t-shirt needs. All right.
Some people are saying they can't hear.
Oh, I just did that whole spiel and we can't hear?
Can you hear now?
Oh no.
Uh-oh. Can anybody else hear?
Why don't you tap the volume? Maybe my...
I just changed that, adjusted. Can everybody out there hear? Thumbs up if you can hear.
Can you hear anything?
Well, that gives me a chance to start over.
Okay, they hear it now.
All right. Well, I don't know where I left off, or where you heard me, so rewind, play it back. Thank you for that. All right, so EasySubli vinyl. What is it? How do you use it? What can you use it on? Basically, EasySubli vinyl is a printable vinyl, and you would use your sublimation ink in order to print on the vinyl and then put it on your different fabric types and colors. So you can now do basically a sublimation vinyl onto cotton or cotton poly blend or your light and dark fabric. It also allows you the opportunity to do a full color image rather than just... You're just looking at me. Whoa! A full color image rather than just use vinyl where you have to go color for color. So it really does open up a lot of options. Unlike your standard sublimation ink, which can only do 100% white polyester, this does kind of open it up for you. All right, any questions after that whole rewind playback spiel?
Nope, but
What is that for?
hi from SoCal. Yes, Chew, the heat press does need to be cleaned. It is a bit dirty.
Don't look at that. Sorry.
You didn't see that, don't worry about it.
Don't look at
It is?
My bad.
So this one, Wendy says, so this one can do dark fabrics?
Yes. So, can you hold it up for me? You're thinking about it? So yes, EasySubli vinyl, it can accept sublimation ink. So you print onto the vinyl, then you put that vinyl into your cutter to cut your design. You weed away all the excess, just like you do any vinyl, and then you can press it onto your dark and different fabric types that you have. So it's not sublimation ink, like sublimation ink when you're printing with a text print paper onto 100% white polyester, there's no feel, it goes right into the fabric, it dyes that fabric. The EasySubli is the vinyl that adheres to the garment. So it is a little bit different. It's not a true sublimation product, but it does offer all those options for customers that you're looking for with your different fabric contents.
A question was, so a standard home inkjet printer won't work.
No, you do need sublimation ink for the EasySubli vinyl. So today we used the Sublimation HD ink. So I have my Virtuoso SG400. I printed with the Sublimation ink on the EasySubli vinyl. So we're going to show you those results and how to do it on your own. And
So first we're gonna do a mask.
first we're going to do this one.
I thought you said mask.
Hi from Florida.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so,
So question real quick.
oh yes.
So this is just like a regular iron-on, the HTV?
This is this is basically like vinyl, but you're printing. So it's a printable vinyl. You can use it for designs that you have. You can I really like to use it for a printable pattern vinyl. So you can print your full sheet of a pattern and then cut your design into this pattern.
What about like this one?
Yeah, like that. We're going to use that one. But I'm going to show you a couple of different things that you can do. So basically this was printed with the Virtuoso printer, and then these crop marks were used to you put it into your vinyl cutter. It contoured cut around my printed image. And now I'm going to weed away the excess vinyl, use a mask to pull it off this carrier, and put it onto the garment. So that's what we're going to show you now.
And we're gonna do-
Peggy asks, so do I need to buy the printer and the vinyl?
Yes. So you would purchase the Sublimation printer and the EasySubli vinyl, and you have to have your heat press. And then if you're going to be doing the contour cutting or the pattern vinyl, you would need a cutter as well. So you kind of need three elements: the printer, the cutter, and the vinyl. Okay.
And Joni says, I got a Sawgrass 400 Subli for Christmas. Have not opened yet, so scared of screwing up.
Oh no! Don't be scared. Just
Don't
go
be
for
scared.
it.
Just think of your favorite things and just do it.
So this, of course, with any Siser product, it's really easy to weed. The most important thing, though, when you're working with this vinyl, is you have to make sure your cut settings are accurate. When you cut, if your cut settings are not accurate, it's going to make this next step of transferring to the mask very difficult. And the transferring to the mask is where most people do struggle with the EasySubli vinyl. And I will kind of show you how to do that in a second.
I laughed at something.
I was laughing at Cliff. Cliff said he could send that vinyl over to him. Does it fare well in the wash?
Yes.
Asked Jeannie.
Yeah, it does just fine with the wash. If you're very used to vinyl, it will feel and act just like standard vinyl. So it has a soft feel to it. It can wash just fine. Okay. Oop.
Oh, thanks, Joni. Said Gigi, you're so cute.
Thank you.
Okay, so first step, and just to kind of point this out, this is a non-mirrored vinyl. So you print the design and you weed it, and it should be correctly read. It's not mirrored. Once you do that, then we're going to take the mask.
Question, what is the cut setting using the silhouette?
I used, and all cutters are different, and I'm going to explain this in a second, but I used heat transfer flock. My cut was 16, my pressure was 16 and my speed was 8, and I was on blade 3. But that was my standard cameo. My cameo plus, I needed to cut it out at 22 instead of a 16. So significantly different from the two cutters. So you really want to just use your test cuts and test it to make sure that the settings are going to work.
Hi from Australia.
Okay, once you have your mask, sticky side down on the vinyl, and just kind of put it in the center and then squish out.
What if you make it crooked?
Well, you have a lot of room, so you probably won't make it crooked. And then you're going to squeegee the back side. Your next step, you can either come up here and peel it apart, if it starts to release on your sticky paper, which is this side, then you're good. If it doesn't, which it didn't, lay it back down
And keep going with the squeegee.
and pull from the back side. So pull, this is your carrier sheet, this is your sticky sheet. Are you zooming in? Can you see that?
I see it.
Okay. As you peel and press. So basically kind of what we did last week, where we're peeling and we're pressing as we go, you're going to do that again.
I can see.
Question says, what about the Cricut maker? I'm assuming they're saying, what about doing it with the Cricut?
I would imagine that you can. We have all of the cut settings listed on our website. So you'll just want to check that. If you go to the EasySubli vinyl section, then you're able to scroll all the way down and it'll show you your cut settings. And as you can see, as I'm peeling it back, some pieces are sticking to my carrier sheet. And that's okay. We're just going to kind of press and push as we go.
Can we get the mask material from your shop as well?
Yes. Everything is sold online, and everything about the EasySubli we sell. So,
And is the mask reusable or single use only?
single use only. Thank you.
You can use the Cricut, yes.
Okay. Oh, that one doesn't want to stick. So this may seem pretty tedious, but once you get it going,
If we just put this part in fast mode, it goes. That's for that.
but this is what really happens when you use this vinyl. So it's good that everyone can see. It's basically just because it's sticking onto the carrier sheet. And we just have to release it from the carrier and get it to stick onto the tacky paper or the mask. And we've made it.
If anybody else has trouble pulling it apart, just give a thumbs up.
That is a really common kind of complaint, I guess you want to say, with EasySubli. All right, so it's on there. Sticky? Sounds sticky. All right, so now we're going to go ahead.
Looks sticky.
It is very sticky.
We're going to be putting it on a shirt.
Yep.
A shirt for me.
A shirt for you.
A shirt for me.
What about a shirt for me?
No, a shirt for me.
Oh.
It's my size. Mommy said it was my size.
Oh, okay.
No, this is definitely not Daddy's size. And I don't know if he'd want pink.
There's nothing wrong with pink. Real men wear pink.
All right, now, take note of the color. See the color? It's going to change.
Yeah, it is. Wait, what?
Oh, that color's changing.
All right, cover it with your nonstick sheet and close and lock your heat press. We are at 311 degrees for 15 seconds. So, and it's a warm peel. So once we get it done, then we'll kind of wait a little bit to peel it.
What design software do you use?
It's
Question.
automatic. I used Silhouette, the Silhouette Studio.
Nice shirt.
That's right, Cliff. Real men wear pink and a mask.
And so you can see the colors much different. Can you tell the different colors on the
It's
screen?
darker, definitely
Yes.
darker.
So that's one of the keys with sublimation. When it initially prints, it is dull and desaturated. When you put it under the heat press, that's really when you're charging the colors. And that's when the true colors are going to show up. All right.
Peel it.
And we can peel it
Very easily. Nothing
very
wrong.
easily. All right.
I think I'm
And
going to
there
wear
you
this
go.
on vacation.
Think so?
You
All
think
right.
so?
All right, so we're going to do a couple different things. So let's kind of start it back from the beginning.
All right, hold on one second.
Oh,
Question
go ahead.
coming in
Sorry.
from Greg. He says, I want to start using a heat press and I'm new, but confused on setting pressure.
Oh, well, pressure, you should always be able to close it comfortably with two hands and have some resistance when you lock it. So this would be considered a medium to heavy pressure. When you rotate this to the right, so turn to tighten, that will give you more of an oomph and more pressure. So when you lock it, you'll really hear a kind of bigger clunk sound, I guess. It's really the
So-
professional term.
Clunk.
When you turn it to the left, that will loosen it. most applications require this type of pressure, the medium to heavy. So if you heard that kind of pop, that's the sound that you'll want. And then when you release it,
It started counting down.
yeah, it does count down when you close it.
Okay.
So that's really your pressure. When you find that your transfer kind of looks like gum stuck or is very stringy or stretchy when you pull it off, you need more pressure. So that's kind of the clue as to if you need more pressure or less pressure.
Okay. Aziz says, which brand paper is good for a heat press?
Well, I guess it really depends on your printer. So we offer a lot of digital transfer papers, and we also offer the EasySubli vinyl. So it really depends on what printer you have in order to be what paper you need. But everything can get heat pressed.
Okay.
You said that the time on it is 15, not 16.
Oh, yeah, you corrected me. Thank you. I had
Right.
my time set to 16.
Esther said, I'm sorry. Hi, Esther. Cindy says, can you use parchment paper or do you use Teflon sheets?
You can use parchment for your top layer. That would be fine.
Diane said, Diane, can you not see the video, Diane?
Having issues.
Esther says, was that sublimation or a vinyl?
So this is EasySubli vinyl. So basically, your vinyl. I don't have a sheet of
Vinyl.
plain
That's not
plain vinyl, but that's okay. So pretend this is plain. So your vinyl will come to you either sheet or by the yard. You will print onto it using a sublimation printer. Cut your design. Rewind. You get your blank sheet. You print onto it with your sublimation printer. You put it under your heat press to dry the ink. I didn't mention that earlier. Put it under there for about a minute at your temperature, which is 311. After that minute goes by, I usually like to just sit it aside for just a few more moments because that ink is still a little bit wet, but you don't want to keep it under your heat press because that's actually fusing to your carrier sheet. So once the ink is dry, you put your sheet into your cutter. You either contour cut or just cut your design into like a pattern sheet like this. And then you weed away the excess material, transfer it with your mask, and then you're ready to heat press. So those are all the steps for you to get a printable image on any color material.
This doesn't feel
All
like
right.
vinyl.
All right, hold on one second. I got a couple questions coming up. They came up too quick, so I couldn't go through all of them. Ashley says, when I do regular sublimation with a sub, the paper leaves paper crease. I just bought the paper from your website. Do I need to do minimum pressure or regular pressure like vinyl?
So sublimation on polyester material will lessen your pressure. That impression that you're getting is from the paper edge. You can either trim around your paper, like rip it to get the edges, or place your pillow underneath and then your sheet on top. Your sheet edges, it depends on where your print is though. Your print has to be smaller than your pillow. So pretend your print's right here, smaller than your pillow, and your excess edges are off the pillow. So when you print it, the heat press is going to squish down, and these edges will never touch your fabric, so it won't leave an impression. So that's kind of the key to not getting that paper box. But lessen your pressure out because sublimation doesn't require a heavy pressure, it's just a light pressure.
Okay, next question is Tasia. I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. Tasia says, hi, I'm coming into the live a little late, so sorry if you already said this. Is there a clear heat transfer paper for dark shirts?
A clear heat transfer paper for dark fabric. I think that you're asking for a no trim paper, and yes, we do offer, it's called Image Clip on our website for a laser printer. So that is an option. It's a two-step paper. but that will allow you so that you don't have to trim or do any of the weeding like we're doing here. But it does require a laser printer like a Canon, a Ricoh, or an Okidata laser printer.
Okay. Princess Diamond says, do you still have to put paper in between the shirt?
No, you don't need paper in between. You'll be fine. With this process, you don't need anything in between the fabric.
Okay. Greg says, love your videos each week. It's 2 a.m. here. Do you ship to Australia?
We do ship to Australia. Welcome. Early or late.
2 a.m.
2 a.m. Yes.
Thanks for watching. But we do ship to Australia, so yes, absolutely.
Crystal says, so do we want to be the Subli vinyl to get image on cotton?
Yes. If you have a sublimation printer, the only way to get it on cotton and different color materials is to use the EasySubli vinyl. And we're gonna do another one combining a few things, just so you can kind of see different options. So this one here was contoured cut around the design.
Hey.
This one, in my Silhouette software, I added an offset, so that's why you see that white trim. Now this one, I did an internal offset, so you won't see any kind of excess white, and that way you'll, it's kind of like a kiss cut almost. All right, but I'm gonna add some vinyl with this vinyl as well, so I'm gonna show you that you can layer the vinyl.
All right, another question, is this for cotton apparel only?
Cotton 50-50 blend, you have the same opportunity of what fabric you print on as you would standard vinyl. So if you're very familiar with vinyl, like Easy Weed, the same requirements. What you can do on that, with that vinyl, is what you can do here as well.
Wendy says, so does the design feel like sub or HTV vinyl feel after it's on the shirt?
The design will feel like HTV. So when you sublimate, you don't feel anything. You just feel the shirt because the ink dyes the material. But when you vinyl, you do feel it. There is a fabric, you do feel the difference between the garment and the vinyl.
Lori asks, do you sell the pillows?
We do, yeah.
Yes. Irvin says, how do you make sure it lines up right so your cutter, such as the Silhouette, cuts your image at the right spot on the paper?
So we do have a video tutorial with EasySubli showing the setup. So it's, you open up a different window in Silhouette so that way you can contour cut around your image, and then you can set it so that it finds all the edges of your design and cuts accurately. You print to your Virtuoso printer, or to the Virtuoso print Sawgrass print manager from Silhouette. So that way you have your design, you have your contoured cut line, and then you send that file to your printer. Then you take the print after it's dry and put that through your cutter. These marks, the registration symbols, will guide your cutter where to cut, so that way it's accurate for you.
Okay. Carla says, what's the best heat press to buy? Sorry, guys, I'm catching up on some of these questions. There are a lot today. What's the best heat press to buy? Asks Carla.
I personally like the TransPro line of heat presses, especially when you're starting out. They are budget friendly and they're very easy to use. They will get you the accurate pressure that you need. This model that I'm using today is the MP998. These just came in stock. They are selling super fast. The other model that we have, which I really do like, is the Select model, and that has a pull-out drawer. So this bottom portion pulls out towards you, so that way you're not under the heat doing placement or removing the transfer. So that pull-out drawer really does help a lot. Those are coming in next week. So if you place your order, you'll be one of the first ones to get one of those. They literally just came in. So now's the time to get those.
Okay.
But I would definitely stick with the TransPro line if you're More on if you're just starting out. I would definitely stick with that.
All right. S. Glover, Bo answered that question, but I'll ask it anyway. Says, how do you know what side to print on for EasySubli?
Oh, that's a good question. There is a shiny side. Can you see that?
Barely, but yes, I see the gloss on the back.
There's a shiny side and a dull side. Print on the dull vinyl feeling side. So when you're working with the Virtuoso, it's shiny side up, so then it brings it through the printer and goes dull side printed. Okay.
Cliff says, my pressing pillow inside fell apart on the insides from pressing so much. Have you had this happen before?
Yeah. If you have the pressure too high, that does happen sometimes, or if you use it too often, because on the inside is just really foam, so it could break down over time. So it does sound like you need a new one, unfortunately, but that's kind of the nature of these pressing pillows, because they're squishy, and the more you squish them, the more that it'll just keep compressing down.
All right. Princess said, is this video going to show how to use this paper from start to finish? I'm confused. Are you saying to put a transfer over the image? I want to do subbing on cotton.
Okay, so what we can do, Kate or Jess, throw in the initial video from Siser. If you can load that in, that will basically bring you up to this point. But what it'll show you is basically your setup in Silhouette Designer, setting up your design, getting that cut line, printing, cutting, and then we're here. So all that background, we haven't showed you today just for setup purposes. But all that background stuff is in a video, so we'll load that in, and then once you get to that point, this will take up from there.
All right. Bo from Caesar did reply to that as well. Said, when printing directly on the vinyl, you do not want to mirror your image.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Diane says, are you going to make a video on how to use the cutter?
There is already a video in there.
And then she said, oh, that answers my question.
Oh, okay. We'll load that video for you. It is under our help and support section and also under the EasySubli vinyl product page. So yes, it's all there for you, because you'll want to reference the video to kind of walk yourself through setting it up, because it is a process and there are a few steps for it.
Crystal says, my frugal nature would need to get a lot out of the sheet. Does it come in only one size?
We have 8.5 by 11 by the yard, and I don't know what the other one is. I want to say 11 by 17 or 8.5 by 14, but I can't remember at the current moment. But we do have them in the sheet and the yard, and then another size. I can't remember, but somebody else can help me out from Pro World if you could throw that in for me. But you can fill up your sheet, your 8.5 by 11, or if you have a larger format printer, then you can go ahead with the by the yard option.
Okay. Aaron, I'm assuming, sorry if I'm messing up your name. He says, or she says, when I print on the EasySubli, then try to cut my image, it gets smudged. How do I fix that?
That you have to wait. So emit it under the press, and then put it off to the side. I printed this one this morning, and I waited about 2 hours before I cut it, and it didn't smudge. So you really just have to wait until it dries. I actually did this to see if it would be easier to kind of peel off with the mask. Oh, thanks, Jake. Sorry. But that's, if you're getting smudge, especially smudge from your cutter, there's like the little rolling kind of things that you can definitely, you just have to wait on it. because you will get those kind of roll marks through your print.
You guys are full of questions today, I tell you that. Irvin says, how do I go about locating the old video to see how to set up my cutter?
Did they load it yet? If they didn't,
not yet, no.
If they didn't load it, then go to the EasySubli product page, and there will be a video right within the product page under the picture of the image. And you can get to the EasySubli by going to Siser, and then EasySubli will be listed right there for you.
Right. And Jashley says, am I able to use the EasySubli paper with Epson Echo tank or only with Sawgrass?
So there is a color profile that Sawgrass has within their software already built in. So you can use the Epson, but you might experience some color shifting when you go to print. So that's something really important that you'll have to just kind of dial in on those adjustments that you have to make on your Epson. But Sawgrass does offer their color profile with their Virtuoso printer because that's what it's designed to print with. And you would print it with the heat transfer vinyl setting that they offer. But I would definitely, pick some up, try it, see what works, and then you can, see if the coloring works for you.
All right. Crystal says, can we use transfer paper we already use for vinyl, or do I have to use MADK you prefer to here? You refer to here.
No, take it off.
I'm not sure the question.
Can we use transfer paper we already use for vinyl, or do I have to use, I'm assuming as mask, it might be a typo, mask you refer to here? I'm not sure.
So the mask is only designed for the EasySubli vinyl. It's the EasySubli mask. If you already have, I would imagine, digital transfer paper, that is something different. And that's using a different printer altogether. So most of it would not require a use for the mask because it's not designed that way for needing that. So I guess the follow-up question is really what paper are you currently using? What's the brand? And then I can let you know how to do that.
Okay. Greg said, I was told to do sublimation. I have to use a swing away. Is this true?
No. Swing away is really designed for sublimation if you have thick items. So if you're using a plaque or something that's kind of bulky under your heat press, that's the ideal method to use a swing away heat press because it comes down on your thick substrate evenly. But if you're just using this for garments or thinner items like panels, you don't need a swing away heat press. The clamshell will work just fine. It will give you the same amount of pressure in the back as in the front with those thinner products.
Hey, Gigi, you're awfully quiet today. You don't want to take some of these questions from Mommy?
I know, right? How are you not helping me today?
I don't know.
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know.
Okay.
You don't know
Crystal,
about the
does that
stuff?
answer your question?
What?
You guys have a lot of questions. Thank you today for all the questions.
Keep them coming.
If you have more, let us know. Keep going.
Oh, that one didn't cut correctly. Okay. So I just want to do this as a test. So this one was not heated. It was not put under the heat press after I let it dry. I'm just basically using it to see if it'll release on the mask any easier.
Oh, great. It answered her question. Yes.
Okay, good. Oops. There we go. And then I'll show you a two-step adding vinyl with your EasySubli.
Cliff said you should franchise the store in Maryland. He'll run it.
Oh, it's just you guys. Something's in out.
No.
Oh, no.
Esther, you are welcome.
All right. Do we have any questions while I do this? I'm almost done weeding.
Any more questions you guys got?
Okay, this one here.
No, it is in out.
he doing? Pacing back and forth? Diane says, I wish I would have known about the heat press before I bought the Fusion heat press.
Oh, well, hey, if you have the Fusion, you're doing great. I mean, that Fusion, it's definitely a more expensive model, but it offers, you know, a lot of opportunity for preset settings and to save your application. And it's made by Hottronics, which is a great company, and you know they produce a lot of different heat press models, so you're definitely not going to be disappointed in the Fusion.
Are you weeding the? What are you weeding? Is that the EasySubli?
This is the EasySubli. I treated this like a pattern vinyl, so I just printed the sheet and then sent my design from my cutter onto the sheet. So we'll just kind of do that process again. You put your mask on, do a light rub on the front side, squeegee the back side.
Squeegee real good, real good, real good.
And then it's not sticking to the mask, so you're going to just kind of squeegee it again. It doesn't stick due to a couple things. Mainly the kind of the ink film, I guess, that's on the EasySubli. It doesn't allow the sticky tack to be sticky enough. So that's one reason. The other reason is if your cut settings are too thick or too heavy, it wants to stay on the carrier sheet because you press it into the carrier.
Shauna says, why would you want to add regular HTV when EasySubli gives you all the colors in the prints?
It does, but you can't do glitter, so that's one thing you can add. I also like the idea of layering and getting like a nice true color instead of trying to do a kiss cut or contour cut around a certain design. It really just is preference though. Oh, look at that, I forgot to read that part. And it's just to show you other options too.
Whose birthday is it?
Nobody's
And why are
birthday.
you singing happy birthday?
I don't know.
I don't either.
All right, so just kind of work through it, push as you go. Coming in on the back side definitely does help. Oops, I didn't see that piece of that.
Princess Diamond says, so I purchased the EasySubli mask paper from your company. Is that the same? Or
Yes.
is it EasySubli and EasySubli mask?
There's two products that you need to buy, EasySubli vinyl and EasySubli mask. Both of them are sold separate, and both are required for the application.
Terry says, I think it's a little thicker than hybrids, right? She's joining late, so she doesn't know.
Then hybrid, I don't know.
Thicker, it's thicker than hybrids, right?
I'm not totally familiar with what hybrid
I wish we had chairs.
means.
That would be good. Jacqueline says her birthday is Sunday. Well, happy birthday, Jacqueline.
Well, there you go. Gigi's singing.
She's singing a happy birthday to you in advance.
Somebody's birthday's out there, right?
Oh, that's supposed to say thicker than HTV, not hybrids. Okay.
Oh, no, it's really not. I'm pretty sure it has that same thickness. It definitely doesn't feel thicker when it's on the shirt. So it really has the same kind of qualities and characters as the Easy Weed. All right, so this kind of released the same way as if you were to put it under the heat press for a minute and then wait a little bit, or if you were to print overnight or print a few hours in advance and then wait to cut. Both of them released on the mask about the same. So kind of whichever one works for your timing, that's probably the best option to do for when you cut the vinyl.
Okay. Eli says, I have a problem to transfer the mask. What's the problem, Eli?
A lot of the problem is probably it's sticking to the mask and transferring. But if you lay it down and did kind of what I did and push it as you go, that should help your design release off the carrier sheet and stick down onto the mask for you.
Robin says, does it have to be EasySubli mask, or can I use a mask I already have?
It's best to use the EasySubli mask because it has the right tack that's needed for it.
Stacy says she's joining late. I purchased a cigar transfer from you, but no mask. Which mask should I buy from you?
So you're talking about a face mask, I guess, because that product is it's a screen print. So you can order we have black cotton face masks now in stock, or we have the white cotton, any of the cotton masks, or you can even use the polyester, sorry. But those masks will be fine for you to print that design.
Greg says someone should invent a heat press with an automatic digital setting for pressure. Wouldn't that be awesome?
Well, they are offered. The Fusion is one of them that somebody mentioned earlier. There are heat presses out there that do offer that pressure setting where you just kind of push a button and it automatically goes to that pressure that you set in there. So it's just that these are manual heat presses. So when you, on our website, you can do a compare feature for different heat presses, and it will show you what that heat press can do, whether it has a digital readout for pressure or whether it's something that you have to adjust manually. All right, let me see this.
Cool.
All right, so this design, we basically printed it with the Sublimation printer, and then we cut it so that way there will be no white that shows for the final version of it around the design. So as you can see, that summer design here had just a little hairline of white, but this one we did it so that it cut inside the design, so that way there's going to be nothing that's going to show, and you can actually see the final version. See how the print is still a little bit on the paper there, or on the vinyl.
Himanshu, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name, says, hey, we already brought a 3D vacuum heat press, and we also want to start garments too. Any suggestions on buying machine and stuff?
Yeah, you'll definitely want to look into getting a standard heat press to do garments. So any of the heat presses that we sell on our website will work just fine for sublimating onto fabric.
Vicky says, is this what you would use to sublimate on cotton and dark color fabrics? She's just joining in.
So yes, this EasySubli vinyl is designed to go on.
Sorry, it's funny to scare me.
You sublimate onto the vinyl, and then you can print onto your different fabric, whether light and dark fabric, or cotton poly blends. So this will definitely help you with printing onto that.
Nicole says, y'all keep answering questions about everything except the product.
Sorry.
She says, this looks like regular HTV weeding and pressing. Do you just sublimate on top of this white material?
Yeah, you're sublimating on top of the EasySubli vinyl, and then you're able to print onto your fabric. So yeah, it is just like standard HTV. It cuts and weaves and works the same way with pressing it onto shirts, but it's printable. And the printable side is your sublimation ink.
Okay, anybody got a question for Gigi? She is seeming kind of bored over here.
Yeah, really.
She's like, I'm not involved at all.
No, not today. Today we had lots of questions.
Someone
I
asked.
just want a chair to sit in.
Oh,
Someone
my
asks her a
goodness.
question she can answer.
I don't know much things, so it's gonna be hard.
So whoever was saying that he wasn't getting much luck with the mask, so this is what you do. You push down and then you peel as you roll it. And
Cliff
that's-
says she got much shorter. Yeah, she did.
I'm kneeling.
Diane said, is it better? Which do you prefer?
I'm sorry.
I'm not sure.
What was the first part?
I'm not sure. Greg says, do you sell any heat presses with the automatic pressure? If so, how do I find them? Thanks for your help.
Yeah, we do. They're under the Hottronics section, the Fusion, and I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that GeoNight also offers some pressure settings as well. So you'll want to look at both of those brands.
Gigi Joni says, can I hire you to help me? In a few years, yes, you can. Arn says,
There we go.
Arn or Aaron, I'm sorry if I'm messing up your name. What is your favorite image to print?
Is that for Gigi or is that for me?
I think that might be for Gigi.
What's your favorite image to print?
What's your
Jay?
favorite image to print?
Pandas.
Panda. Panda. Virgil says, are you ready to go back to school?
Yeah.
I think everybody's a bit ready to go back to school. Diane says the HTV or the mask one. Which do you prefer?
Well,
No, for mommy.
Well, it depends on what you're doing. I like using the EasySubli vinyl because I can get a printable vinyl.
Let's see what you're
Because
doing.
I like making patterns. But with that being said, the HTV is great to use if you're just doing solid colors. So it's really your need and what you're kind of going for.
Did you just layer up?
I did layer it. I'm not totally even on my layer because I did heat this one just a little too long for my first layer, but we'll just fix it a little bit and repress. There we go.
B says, how is this different than printable vinyl for the light fabrics where you press and transfer?
It's the printer that you're using. So those other products are digital transfer papers to use with an inkjet or a laser printer. This is sublimation ink on vinyl. So you have a little bit more of a longevity with this product than you do with those. And it doesn't have any excess material around it because you're already setting it up to kind of remove all that excess.
Martinez says, this is only for light color?
No, light and dark fabric.
Diane says, which is better? Okay. I'm thinking she's still talking about which one you prefer. Himanshu says D2G versus sublimation.
DTG, direct to garment, versus sublimation, which one's better? It's really your need. Direct to garment prints ink right onto your fabric, and you can do light and dark fabrics, and you can do different fabric contents. But your requirement for DTG, depending on the company that you work with, most of the times you'll have to order that. It doesn't give you the availability to do it yourself. If you are able to do it yourself, then you've purchased probably very expensive equipment in order to do it yourself. So that's the difference mainly between the EasySubli sublimation or the DTG printer. Your expense and your what you needed to invest in order to get that outcome. All right.
Okay.
So I did want to show real quick
Go ahead.
before we go to the next question.
Before and after.
Yes, very good.
Good
so
job.
before you print, after you print, such a difference. Jay, can you hold this one up for me?
Big color difference.
Huge color difference. So don't think that when you print this, that it's going to look like that. It definitely won't. It will look like your screen. It will print like you've designed it.
Okay.
And I've added in that other layer of navy blue, and then I'll put another layer of vinyl on top just to kind of add a little bit of fun to the design.
Vicky says, piggybacking from Nicole's question, so you print and have to cut with a cutting machine, unlike sublimation paper where we don't have to cut. Also, I heard you say that it is not thick like HTV, but I have heard it is thick. I want to feel the sublimation. Will we get that feel?
It will not feel like sublimation because you're not dyeing the fibers. You're putting a vinyl onto a fabric. That's the biggest difference. This is all vinyl. It will feel like a vinyl. So that's your feel of the material. Just like vinyl, the thicker, more concentrated the vinyl is and more layered, the heavier it will feel on your shirt. If you are going for something that you want to feel like sublimation and you want it to feel like the garment, then you have to stick with 100% white polyester with text print paper. That's your real option, for those two. Your kind of end result will determine how you print.
Okay, and Aaron, now that I know how it's pronounced, Aaron says, what are the major differences between Echo ink versus Sublimation ink?
Well, I think it's Eco ink, and that's based on just the
Echo. I
The
said Echo.
tank?
It says Eco.
I'm not totally familiar with that printer because we don't sell that one. But I think the tank itself is like a continuous ink tank, an ink flow, I think. And I don't know if that's sublimation or not. So if anybody has, if they know about that printer, if you could help Aaron out, that would be great. But I don't personally know anything about that particular print or printer.
Vicky says, with that being said, what is the longevity of Subli mask?
Of Subli mask?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's EasySubli vinyl, and the longevity of it is just like vinyl. It will hold up just like it would your standard vinyl product. So you can get numerous washes, it won't break down, it won't peel off as long as it's applied properly. It'll hold up on your shirt. The mask is something totally different. The mask is just used to get the design from the carrier sheet to your garment. That's the only thing, the mask, and then you throw it out.
Greg said, with all our questions, I think you need a live Q&A video.
Sammy has been mentioning that on more than one occasion, that is needed.
But I'm not listened to, so it's fine.
I will listen to you from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
But there you go. That's EasySubli vinyl with standard vinyl on a shirt. You can combine them. I layered it underneath and I layered it on top. And then we also have this other design where it's just totally on the shirt itself. So yeah, but I will definitely consider the Q&A portion. As long as you participate and ask questions, yes, I will absolutely do that.
These questions were rolling today. Yes, they were.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Anything else?
Any other questions, or you guys want to wait for a question and answer day?
Don't do that. You're going to hurt yourself. This is how bored she is. Everyone see this? She's just tearing it up.
All right, somebody's bored over it. Okay. I think that's it. No
All
further
right.
questions?
Well, whew, I need a break.
Esther says that your package come with directions.
All the directions are listed on the product help page. And you also get an email follow-up with those application instructions as well. So, yes, you will be equipped with directions.
Greg said, what's next week's video?
I don't know yet.
Next week is the question and answer. Yes. No.
I'm not sure what next week will bring, but we'll wait a little bit and then we'll definitely do a Q&A later down the road. So that way, obviously there's lots of questions, and EasySubli is probably the most misunderstood product, but as you can see, a really useful product. I mean, if you were to have done this in vinyl, that's a lot of colors that you would need, that you'd have to cut and separate and apply on the shirt. So it definitely comes in handy when you're doing a multicolor design and when you want to do a photograph or a full kind of print. So EasySubli definitely comes in handy for that.
Okay. No.
All right.
Everyone says
We're
thank
good?
you. Thank you. Thanks for all the questions. Yes, you guys have a safe weekend and enjoy yourselves. Be safe.
Yes.
Stay dry.
Ow.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.